Hello everyone, welcome to another video of TT Passion. My name is Vincent, and today in this video we are going to unbox a very special blade together. It is none other than the Tomokazu Harimoto Super ALC. Okay, it's an inner which is from the Viscaria Super ALC or the Fan Zhen Dong Super ALC. So this is the first INNERFORCE Super ALC that Butterfly actually has released, and it is actually in partnership with Harimoto. And this is actually one of the latest racket released by Butterfly this year on 1st October 2024. And I'm excited to share with you that this is also the same that Harimoto is currently using on Butterfly website. It actually both Tomokazu and Miwa is using this racket. And if you have watched the Asian Championship 2024, you will realize that Harimoto has won the men's singles championship with this racket over here. So today I'm very excited to be able to unbox this racket, and also I will share with you some of the pictures whereby how different is the carbon between the ALC and also the Super ZLC version of the Tomokazu Harimoto racket. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump straight into unboxing the box over here. Okay, so the box very standard Tomokazu Harimoto racket design. Okay, simple, straightforward, minimalist design. So with the blue color as the main theme color and white color over here on the right. And let's open up and see the racket. Okay, so this is the racket over here. As you can see, if you have owned a Harimoto racket before, you will notice that this font here is actually of different color shade. Okay, this is actually lighter blue in color as compared to the previous version. It's not using light blue over here for the font. And let's take out the racket over here and have a better look. Okay, so right here you can see that it's the Harimoto INNERFORCE Super ALC, and the handle here is the standard design. However, the color theme is different this time round. The main difference over here that you can recognize all the different type of Harimoto racket is the color of the handle. So the INNERFORCE Super ALC actually uses a white color side. I think this is very interesting because I think when it comes to racket handles, a lot of us are very concerned about the racket handle getting dirty after prolonged gameplay. So it's an interesting choice to have white color over here. I'm pretty sure after some time this will actually get stained and dirty over time. Okay, but that's just secondary because it's just a design. But I do feel that the use of white color over here blends in very nicely with the blue color, the dark blue and also the light blue. Okay, so over here the light here is actually light blue in color. This is also one of the indicator that this is an INNERFORCE Super ALC. So I actually have a INNERFORCE ALC over here with me. Okay, so you can see the two handles over here. Okay, one is the one that is white is the Super ALC. The one that is black is the ALC racket. Okay, and the lines are actually different. Okay, so if you take a closer look at the lines, one is black and light blue. However, for the ALC, it's actually light blue and white in color. Okay, so this also helps to differentiate the different type of carbon that this racket actually has. Okay, so I also have with me a Super ZLC, Harimoto Super ZLC. So you can actually take a look at the difference over here. So you can see the three different rackets handle actually has different carbon, and the design, the color is actually different as well. So let's come back to our Harimoto Super ALC right now. Okay, so very excited to share with you more about this racket. I think in terms of the wood grains, it's very beautiful, it's very straight, and you can see that it's actually quite obvious. You can see that the lines, the wood lines all over the racket. Okay, sometimes for me personally, I prefer the wood with very nice grains that are darker in color, so this actually works for me. For me, I don't really like those racket with the grains that are very fair in color. Okay, so that's my personal preference. I do feel that the one with a darker grain seems to play better as well. Now, let's move on to the next segment of this video, which I'm going to take the weight of this have. So typically, based on what Butterfly says, the average weight of this racket should be around 87 grams. So I'm going to weigh mine over here now and see how heavy it is. So here we go, put it on my weighing scale. Okay, so the one I have here is 85 grams. I think that's fine, given that the racket head is supposed to be bigger than the Viscaria. I would think that after you apply the rubber, this racket will actually become much heavier as compared to the usual Viscaria size that a lot of players are used to. So talking about the size of this racket, the surface itself here, based on Butterfly official data, is that it is 158 by 152 millimeters. Okay, 158 by 152 millimeters. How is that different from Viscaria or maybe say T-Mobile ALC? Is that for those, it is a standard size of 157 by 150 millimeters. So the Harimoto rackets is typically rounder. Okay, if you actually put it side by side with a Viscaria racket, you can see that it's actually rounder. So if you ever want to switch from a Viscaria to a Harimoto racket, do take note that your rubber will not fit nicely. It will be too small for the Tomokazu Harimoto rackets. Okay, so that's one thing you want to take note of. So I'm going to just take a look at the thickness of this racket over here that I have and share with everyone. Okay, so right here, based on my measurement, this is 5.8 millimeter thick, 5.8 millimeters thick. Okay, I think it's pretty nice. If I remember correctly, Viscaria is about 5.7 millimeters, so 5.8 is slightly thicker. Okay, it's probably due to the super ALC carbon that's being weaved into this racket, so that probably explains why it's slightly thicker. Now, moving on to the next part, I'm going to share with you the bounce test, and we are going to have and we are going to listen to how it actually sounds like when the ball strikes the racket. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's how the ball actually sounds like. Next, I will just give it a knock so everyone can hear how it actually sounds like. Okay, so that's the bounce test and also the knock test of how the racket actually sounds. So to me, I think it sounds a bit compared to the outer ALC carbon rackets, it definitely sounds a bit more dull. I think that's because where the carbon is actually built inwards, okay, instead of the outer layer. So inner force actually means that there's 5 plywood and 2 layers of carbon. However, there's 2 layers of wood at the outer surface before it reaches the carbon and finally the main core of the racket. Okay, so the carbon is actually more towards the inner side of the racket. Okay, and here's a picture to illustrate that point over here. Alright, so now we have come towards the end of this video. I hope you have liked what you have seen in the video over here. If you have any question about the Kazu INNERFORCE Super ALC, do feel free to share your comments in the comment section of this video. I hope to see you again in my next video. Do remember to like, share and subscribe. See you again in my next video. Bye.